Hello, everyone.
It's
With
the
Day Bears.
Bears. It's the A Bears. I don't know what we did there.
So, tonight is part 2 of 10 sweet things that my wife does for me.
It's supposed to be 10 sweet things I love about my wife.
Or 10 sweet things that I love about my wife.
Part 2.
So, the first thing is, and this is actually going kind of far back because I've always called you my pretty little green-eyed lady.
Yes, you have.
I love your eyes. I always have.
You see, I was going to put that on my list last night.
And you could have. That was the first thing. The second thing is that my wife has the ability of making me laugh just out of nowhere. And I love that about you because it puts me in a better mood, and I just mainly love hearing you laugh because it makes me laugh.
I'm just a regular Bob Hope. For you youngins out there, Google who Bob Hope is. Literally.
Bob Hope, huh? We said Bob Hope, not Baloo. So the third thing is looking at my wife when she smiles puts a smile on my face. Hearing her voice every single day, especially when I'm at work and I'm having a rough day, and she sends me a text and I text her back, and she kind of has a funny feeling that I'm having a rough day. She calls me, and just hearing her voice does put a big smile on my face because I love hearing your voice. Makes me have a better day. It does.
I know. It's just sweet. And you wink at me.
The fourth thing is, now there are times that on my wife's days off, that usually when I have to work, she doesn't have to work, but she wakes up anyway because she wants to spend time with me before I have to leave to go to work, even if it's just for a few minutes. I mean, and that means the world to me because that we just love spending time with each other. And you have always done that.
I would say at least wake me up for 6 o'clock, so we'll at least have an hour before, or almost an hour before you have to leave.
About at least 30.
Give me that little bit of time. But then I usually end up getting like up at 5:30. Sometimes it's 6, but yeah. So that way we can spend time with each other before he leaves.
Yes.
It's very important.
Yes. That is actually very important to us. Because we don't know what the day brings.
No. Never know what the date's going to hold.
So, that is very important to me.
Me too. That's why I make you get me up.
Yep.
With a cup of coffee that you bring me.
Yep. The fifth thing is, regardless if I'm at work or at home or if I'm at the store or vice versa, and she's at home or if she's at work or something along those lines. If I leave work, I always tell her I'm leaving work. I text her, I send her a text, tell her I'm leaving work. Or if I'm on my way to pick her up from work, I always let her know that, hey, I'm on my way. I'll be there in a little bit. And she always texts back. Always texts back. Please be safe, and I love you. And I always text back, I will, and I love you too.
Yeah, because you're my ride.
Huh?
You're my ride. If you're not safe, I'm going to be stuck. That's a joke. I love him.
I love you too.
I love you too, boo.
That to me, that means a lot to always, because I always do let you know what I'm doing, regardless. And it's out of it. I made it into a habit because you never know, and I always want you to know what I'm doing.
And it's just out of respect, and so the other one don't worry. Because I mean, I'll like if he's at work and I'm home, and I'm having a bad day, I'll text say, "Hey, I'm getting in the bathtub." So that way he knows, okay, if I don't hear from her in a certain amount of time, then I need to check on her.
Right. And I do.
And
vice versa, you know.
And he'll text, well, you fall asleep in a tub. That's why I always, when I'm not here and you take a bath, I'm like, please let me know when you get out. And if it hits a certain time, then I start calling him.
And she does.
But it's the same thing with me. Because I am a fall hazard, I always let him know when I'm getting in the tub. And he'll text back, okay, well, let me know when you get out. Okay, my love, I love you. Let me know when you get out. And I have a bad habit of not texting when I get out.
This is true.
He figures it out because there's something I got to complain about. I want the kids.
So usually, like on the Saturdays or Sundays, there are times where my wife will let me sleep in, even if it's a few minutes early. And
late.
She'll bring me a cup of coffee to wake me up.
But usually if I wake up before him, I try to be as quiet as I can be. Because he wakes up at 4 o'clock every morning, and he works 7 days.
I try to, in a way.
I mean, regardless if he's on duty or off duty, he's there 7 days because somebody's got to clean the shelter, somebody's got to feed the dogs.
Yeah.
At the shelter, so.
Yeah, this is true.
But I do try to let him get his rest on the weekends, and then.
Yep.
If I wake up before him.
And there's times that you do, and you do bring me coffee, and I do appreciate that.
Yes.
So, so the number 7 is there have been plenty of times where my wife has came up with some fabulous dinners, and 9 times out of 10, regardless of what it is, it's always my favorite dinner. I mean, it's just something that she might have just came up out of her head, or she saw something on Facebook or something like that, and she'll twist it and add her own stuff to it. And my wife is, to me, my best cook in this whole dang world. But when she comes up with those spontaneous ideas, it's like, okay, that's my favorite right there. So, yes, to me, that is very sweet. And there are times where you do remember the specific ones I like the most. Mm-hmm. And those specific ones that you do throughout the years. And then just out of nowhere, you'd be like, oh, wait, what about this one? You know, and she'll just do it and be like, yeah, we hadn't had that in a long time, and it turns out to be one of my other favorites.
And I know that's old fashioned, but I love the fact that my husband really loves my cooking. I know that's old fashioned, like that's not supposed to be in today, but that just tickles me pink that my husband just every meal I fix him, he loves. And I don't know, it gives me great pride.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's because my mama was a really good cook.
You are an exceptional cook.
I think that's why it brings me so much pride, because my mama was such a good cook. I think in my head, my mama would be proud of me.
Oh, I know she would.
So, makes me very, very, and I've always said that.
Yeah. So number 8, my wife is more the spontaneous person in the relationship compared to me. So when she comes up with these great ideas on like a special date night, she surprises me with a lot of stuff, and that
We just roll with it.
yes, because me being spontaneous on a lot of things is not in my forte.
It's not even forte, baby. You're tired.
Oh, I am spontaneous on some things.
You are. You are spontaneous on things. I mean, you don't give yourself enough credit for that. But a
No.
lot of times you're tired. And I'm just. My brain's always going
Oh, I know.
1,000 miles an hour. And we'll start doing that spontaneous thing and stop in the middle of it to go do it. That's ADHD.
Do you mind? This is my water bottle, and yet you're licking all over.
You have a whole bowl of water. I guess
Yeah.
because it's not in a plastic bottle.
So number 9 is that there are times where my wife does surprise me with some things, but what really got me was when she decided to take me and her to Florida for my birthday for the weekend. And even though it was for my birthday and it was mainly for me, we both had a really good time. And that was one of my really good birthday memories because it was your idea. You came up with it.
Out of nowhere.
Yep,
Sitting
just
in-
out of nowhere.
Sitting in Starbucks line, getting Starbucks. Let's go to Florida for your birthday.
But we had a really good time there, and I can't wait to do that again. Not just with Florida
That's
though, but just
actually
anywhere.
been the last. That was 3-4 years ago, and that's actually been the last vacation we've had.
Yeah, pretty much. This is true. So, number 10, one of the things that I love the most about my wife is when I do have long days, she gives me body massages. And just out of nowhere, she just, like, here, lay down, and she'll give me a body massage, and it relaxes me to no end. And there are times where she pretty much has to wake me up at the end too.
And it does. It does hurt my hands, and he knows that. So I can't do it for a long period of time because my hands will start locking up. But I enjoy rubbing the lotion on your skin. I just did that, by the way.
I know exactly.
That's weird.
There are a couple more things I do want to say. Actually, 3 more things.
You had to pop me. I knew you were going to top me. I knew you were going to do it.
We
do compete against each other, too.
Yes, we do. But I think we love doing that.
Yes, we do.
I do love it when, now, in the same turn, I do not demand her to do this, but she does take it upon herself to wash my back as well. And I love it when she does that because it's actually really hard to reach your own back. But no, in all sense, I really do love it when you wash my back. It really helps me out, and again, that's type like kind of almost like a body
you
massage
said your
almost.
back and not your feet.
Well, yeah, you do my feet too.
Yeah, but that's why I'm more shocked that it would be your back and not your feet.
Well, because I love it when you wash my back. I do love it when you wash my feet too, but I really do love it when you wash. And again, I don't demand her to do none of this.
No, my husband does not ask me to do any of this. I do it because I want to do it.
Right.
I do it because I love my husband. I do it because I appreciate my husband. It is not no more than that. Yes, I know it's old-fashioned, some of the things that we do, but it's out of love.
Right. And that's like going with number, well, technically 11, but we'll say the other one was 11. So we'll say 12 on this one. You always, regardless of what is going on in our life, you always have my back. Always. It can be anything. It can be us or trying to figure something out, and we'll eventually figure it out. Or Gwen is constantly texting me.
I've got a project I'm doing.
But no matter what it is, you always have my back. And you, just like with the next one, you always encourage me to move forward, which is technically number 13. You do always encourage me to move forward, just like you encouraged me. And there's another word I'm looking for, but I can't think of it. Pushed me, not physically, but pushed me to go back to school.
That was another one of my spontaneous ideas. We were just sitting in bed, and I went, hey, why don't you just go to school to become a veterinarian assistant?
Yeah.
And that's how he...
Yeah, I mean, you encouraged me to do a lot of things, not just with that, though. I mean, things I wouldn't even think about doing.
Because, like you are with me, I believe in you more than you believe in you. And you believe in me more than I believe in me.
Yes. I would say that's 100% accurate.
Try to say that fast.
I'll be lucky if I can even say it once. But, no, in all, considering the past few years of... Nope, your phone off. Considering the past few years of everything that you're going through, you know, just like you're going through now with your spasms, but you're still here by my side, and I'm still here by your side, and I always will be. You do these amazing things that, regardless of what you're going through and the issues that are going on through that day, you still push forward. Even though you encourage me to move forward, I encourage you to move forward. And we're both each other's strong person.
Yep.
And I love you with all my heart.
All right.
I always will and always have. You're my absolute everything in this world.
You are my Mr. Amazing.
You're my queen, my angel.
And it honestly, it really feels good to sit down with your spouse and just list things that y'all love about it. It makes the other one feel really good. I feel really special after hearing that, and he felt that way after hearing mine last night. Like I said, I know a lot of the stuff we do is old-fashioned.
A lot of it is.
It's romantic. We love it. We appreciate each other for it. And we do it out of respect, and we do it because we enjoy doing it for the other one. Not because the other one demands it, not because the other one asks for it. and it doesn't make us lower than the other one because we do it.
Right.
Because all do it out of love.
Right. And I mean, out of love, out of respect for each other, and the fact that, you know, over the years, we learn what each other enjoys and likes and dislikes, and so it's, I mean, even going back to when we were just kids, I mean, being best friends even around then, even though we still are best friends, you'll always be my best friend, my number one. But these are my 10 things, or technically 13.
Somebody had to top me.
You can top me next time, which I know you probably will. That I love about my wife, and there are plenty more.
There's a lot more
that I know for a fact that we both can sit down and put on paper, whatever.
Probably write a whole dictionary size book.
You know, but in all, it's the fact that we can sit down and just pick out whatever and tell each other. And that's what we need to hear sometimes.
Yeah. It's very important. Sometimes you need to physically let your significant other hear what you have to say about them.
Exactly. Because even though you might think that they know what you mean if you don't even physically say it, or you just throw out little hints, it's not the same.
No. So I encourage everybody to do this. This was actually the first time we've ever done it. And it felt really, really nice. It felt good.
Yeah.
It was an idea to come up with, and let's see, you know. And it felt really good to hear those very sweet and the things that we appreciate about each other. But what also makes us, to me, best friends and so close and so great is that how much respect we have for each other, how much we love each other, how much we want to be just by each other. But on the same note, we can get on each other's nerves, and we also can disagree. We bump heads a few times too. We're married. But we don't I can't stay mad at him, and he knows, and he takes it from vantage. And I'm somebody who can hold a grudge, but I can't with him. And he knows it. But
there's been a couple of times where you didn't hold a grudge, but where you pretty much kind of stayed mad at me for
an hour,
a couple of days, or a day and a half.
But I never stopped kissing you. I never stopped saying I love you. I never stopped using you as my human blanket.
No.
And that's other. Even if you're mad at each other, it's still important to tell each other I love you. Tell each other to be safe. Tell each other goodnight and give each other a goodnight kiss. Kiss each other before you leave.
Yeah, that's actually very important.
Regardless if you're mad at each other or not.
Always remember, exactly, regardless if you're mad, especially if you're mad at each other, because a lot of people, when they get mad at each other, they don't say anything. They just walk off and they leave. Or they just go to sleep and that's it. They don't say anything else. But it does help. It will always help, especially in the long run, if you tell the other person, your significant other, your one true love, I love you, I'm going to bed. Or I love you, I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to the store or something. And give them a kiss. If it's on the cheek or the lips, the forehead, on the neck, wherever. Just show that little bit of a passion even if y'all are still mad at each
And
other.
vice versa. If you're the one who's angry and they're trying to kiss you goodnight, go ahead and accept it. Accept the I love you. Accept the kiss, even if you just let them kiss you. Accept it. You can stay mad, but accept the affection, accept the love, because you never know, tomorrow morning you might not have that love.
Right.
So, damn, we good.
And well, and also that goes back to me. That's the reason why I text you so much on what I'm doing, and just to be on the safe side. In the back of my head, even though that's not the first thing that pops up, but it's always there in the back of my head. Because what if something happens, and I get into a car accident, and my wife doesn't know, and the last thing that she heard from me was, "Hey, I'm back at the shelter," or "I'm back at work," or something along those lines. And I didn't text her, "I'm on my way home, I love you," or "I'm on my way to come get you, I love you," something. And something happens, she would never know, and that she would just know that the last time I heard from him, he was at the house.
A lot of people take that as, control. It's not. It's just being safe. It ain't got nothing with control. It ain't got nothing with him bowing down to me or me bowing down to him. It's all about safety.
It
So
is, but
we
it
know-
also contains to the fact that it shows respect.
It shows respect, but
that other person also loves you too,
Right.
enough to say, "Hey," and even though I know it gets aggravating sometimes.
it gets aggravated when you text every. Don't get aggravated. That's a joke.
I know, but I mean, it in general, it all ties in together.
Yeah, safety, respect for one another. It's not that I'm controlling him controlling me. Oh, you got no whereabouts. We ain't got nothing to hide from each other.
Exactly.
So why should we be afraid to tell each other, "Hey, I'm on my way to come get you," or "Hey, I'm on my way to the store"? Because if something happens, and I know how far it takes to get from here to the store, and he's the one who "Hey, I'm at Walmart," etc. Well, 10 minutes pass and I don't have that text. Let me check maps. Let me see where, But it's not, I do longer than 10 minutes because, they're all red lights. Things happen. But I know for a matter of fact, if my husband ain't text me in 20 minutes, either he just accidentally forgot to text me or something's wrong.
Right. So it all balls into pretty much the same thing. Safety, respect,
Yeah, it's nothing about control or anything.
caring, sharing each other, as far as
caring and sharing. You did it. Caring and sharing.
I love you.
I love you too.
But I think we're gonna end this for tonight, and
You
we'll.
wait longer than me.
I wasn't trying to, but okay. I think we're gonna, like I said, end this for tonight, and we'll be back tomorrow or the next day. I hope everybody has a great night. And we're the A-Bears.
We're the A-Bears. Good night, y'all.